So you are welcome to Python class. For this is one of the important tools you are going to use in this master class. We've done SQL, another one now, another critical and very important vital tool is a Python. So having a good knowledge of Python will help you a lot as an analyst. In fact, truth be told, Python is not that, the demand for Python is not that high, but still having a good knowledge, still having a knowledge of it is a bonus, because most job applications will always come with Python. Not because you are going to use Python that much, but it's their way of screening people out. But even if you are asked questions in the Python, will just be basics, something that you will learn in this class. So we are going to learn how to use Python. Python is a very vast programming language. This is a programming language. By this time, you now feel like a core programmer, because you'll be writing programs with Python. Python can be used for many things. So you might not go in depth in Python the way someone that is using Python for all these AI robotics will go. You are just using Python for analysis. So you are going to learn everything about Python, like then you now go to use Python libraries for analysis like pandas, numpy, matplotlib. Those are the libraries we are going to use for analysis. But before that, you are going to learn how to use Python. You learn about variables, data types, keywords, lists, dictionary, tuples. That will guide you of how Python works. So let's start. So this is the agenda for the class. Introduction. I think I've talked about most of these things when we are trying to set up our Python environment. We are trying to download the Python tools. Python is more user friendly, more application stability, is fast. So Python is beginner friendly. This is a programming language that is easier for someone to learn. Two lines of code in Python might be 10 lines of code with Java. So Python is easy to learn. So today we will be looking at variables and keywords. You can consider a variable to be a temporary storage where you can keep changing values, assigning values to a variable. To assign value to a variable in Python, we will use the equals to operator. So example, a equals to 10, a equals to welcome to the class. No need to declare data type of the variables done in other programming languages. If you want to write variables in Java, you have to declare the data type. By now, you should be able to know what is the data type from your SQL. Data type like string, integer, boolean, and so on. So keywords, just like in the SQL we've done, we have keywords. Python to also have keywords. In SQL, you have like insert, select, from, order, by, all those keywords. Python to also have it. Keywords are special reserved words which convey a special meaning to interpreter or compiler. It can be used as a variable. Few of the examples are as follows. So you have them here. Okay. So let me open something. So variable. So you are going to launch your Anaconda. Once you launch your Anaconda, you now launch your Jupyter Notebook. Just launch the Jupyter Notebook. I already have my own down. It's going to take you to this environment. So it will take you okay, let me launch it again. So when you are running the Python, always ensure that your Anaconda is active. So it will just open in your browser. So once you open, you will see something like this. So you just go to new Python 3, just click on this one. So it will open a new notebook for you, which you can use to write your codes. So you write your line of codes here. You have copy. You can copy this. This is known as a cell. You can copy it. You can add some cells. This is known as a cell, which you write your code. You can add some cells. Then you can run. For example, if I have a equals to 10, I have to run this. How do you run? It's either you click here, or you just use shift enter. So I've run that. If I say print a, and I'll run this, so it's going to print 10, meaning that a equals to a is 10. So we are going to explain this when we look at variables. We will explain this. So as we go on, we'll do other things. If you want to delete a cell, let's say I want to delete this, you just come here, you delete it. Then this one, if you want to move a cell up, move down, so just look at all these things. All right, so let's start. I will have these variables. I've been able to break this down in such a way that even a kid will understand. So when I learned my own, it wasn't like this, but I've been able to break it down for you guys that anybody can understand. Imagine this first. Think of a variable as a box. You can put something inside the box, give the box a name, use what's inside later. So variable equals to name of a box. So variable is the name of a box. In Python, we do it like this. You say age equals to 10. What this means, age is the name of that box. Age is the variable. Equals to is just like a command that puts something inside the box. Then 10 is what you put inside the box. So you are saying put 10 inside a box called age. This is what a variable means. A equals to 10. This 10 is a box. This is the content of the box. And this equals to is just like saying put 10 inside this box. So it's a temporary storage. I can change this to 12. I can change to 13, meaning that I'm no longer storing 10. I'm storing 12. I'm storing 13. So I can change it. So let's look at that. So if I say a equals to 10, like I did before, a equals to 10. So if I say a equals to 10, I will press shift enter. So now a is a variable and 10 is the contents inside this variable. A is a storage. So now it means that a is storing 10. So now if I want to, so I will say print print into bracket A, it will now say 10. Okay, let me add another cell. I can say A equals to 11. That means I no longer store 10 in A, I'm storing 11 now. If I print this, it's now showing 11. So that's what variable is. You can store integer, you can store string. For example, if you come back here, another example, I can say name equals to Nelson. So this name now is a variable and Nelson is the content inside this variable. This name is a box that store Nelson. So now if I want to look at what is in this box, I will use print name. So name will now tell me, that box will now tell me that print name is a command that looks like open the box. I want to see what's inside that box. So it will now open that box and I will now know that okay, Nelson is inside that box. So that's what it means. So now let's do that one too. I will say print name. You can give your variable any name. I will say name equals to, yes, now Nelson is a string. You know, by this time you should know integer and a string from your SQL. Nelson is a string. How do we do? You don't just write Nelson. You put it inside double quote. So this is how we treat string, just the way you do. So I'll now press shift enter. So once I say print, I'll say print name. It's now telling me Nelson. That means I have Nelson. I can add another one here. I'll now say, let me just copy this and I will change this to, let's say, Usman. I have Usman here. If I say print name, it's now giving me Usman because I've changed what is inside the box to Usman. I can do the same for let's say we put Joy here. If I now print this one, it will now change from Usman because what is inside the box right now, we've changed it to Joy. It's say print Joy. So you just print the name. That is the variable. So another thing I want to look at is, let me add this. You can also check the, so if I run this, you can also check the type of a variable. What I have here is integer. You say type A, is telling me that I have integer inside that box A. I have integer, which is number. You can see it here. If I do it for this one, if I say type, then I'll now put this variable known as name. It's going to tell me the type of data type that I have. It's telling me string. str is abbreviation for string. It's telling me that I have string inside. So in Java, you do something like int. This is how you would do in Java. Int, you declare the type of the variable. You declare the data type, then the variable, and you now put the number inside. But in Python, whether you declare it, you don't need to declare it. So that is why Python makes the job easier for us. So I'm going to open something. Python codes. So let me open the variables. So I have some line of codes down. A Python variable is a reserved memory location to store values. In other words, a variable in a Python program gives data to the computer for processing. So just like we were doing A equals to 10. If you print A, you have 10. A equals to good. So this is string. So let's look at this. We have number and words. Number, no quote. At least by now, with your knowledge of SQL, that is one thing about programming. There is this connection. If you know one programming language, it's easier for you to learn another one because the rules are the same. When in your SQL, you don't use quotes, double quote or single quote for integer. So the same thing with Python. In words, you have quotes like this. Score now is a variable. You have 95. Price is a variable. You have 250. Food is a variable. You have rice. School is a variable. You have tech anchor. So let's see what happened inside the box. Use print to look inside like we did. Print age, print name. Python will show 10 Nelson, like all those things we've done there. You can change what's inside, like age 10. You can change to 11, like I did. So important rules. Box names must not start with numbers. Very important. The name of your variable must not start with numbers. Example now, you have 1 AGE equals to 10. This is wrong. No spaces in the names, like my age equals to 10 is wrong. Use underscore instead, which is my age on my underscore age equals to 10. So you can't give space, just like the way you write your SQL. You know, in SQL, don't give space when you are doing things like this. So it's the same here. So tiny practice, try this. Type this in Python. Name equals to your name, age equals to 5. You print your name, you print the age. Change the name and the age to yours. This is just like a simple task that you are going to do. So let me walk you through this. I've taught you how to check type A. So this is it. My country equals to India. You can't say my, and you now say something like this. If you print this, it's going to throw an error. It's throwing an error saying that means invalid syntax. So you have to put underscore. So if I print this, the error is no longer there. That means I've done the right thing. Type my country is a string. So also, if you have something like this, score equals to, let's say we have score equals to 10.2. What type of data type is this? If we say type, then we now have, with your knowledge of SQL, what data type is this? Someone should unmute and tell me.
Float.
Float. Okay, let's check. Thank you. So it's a float. Integer is an whole number, meaning that there is no decimal. So once you have a decimal, that is a float. So just the same thing in SQL. So this is it. Type. Hello, var equals to, one thing about, I talk about spaces, but here there are spaces because this is a string. So anything you put inside double quotes, you can give your spaces, but If it's a something like variable, you don't give space. So please, so the same thing you do in SQL. In your SQL, when you are putting something inside double quote, which is a string, you give spaces. So that is just it. Casting. All right. So this is a thing. If you say 5 equals to a, you can't start a variable with 5. This is throwing an error already. But if I remove this, the error is gone. So that is it. So that is what variable is all about. So that is the first step of Python, variable. You need to know how to declare variables. You will need it when you start using those Python libraries. What we are going to learn now is to prepare you to use the Python libraries effectively. So it's very, very important. So if I open this keywords, what is a keyword in Python? A keyword is a special word that Python already knows and uses for its own work. Think of keywords as Python rules words. You cannot use them as variable names. Very important. You cannot use them as, if you say type equals to 10, it will work, but it's not recommended. If someone sees this in your code, it will just as if you don't know what you are doing. It works, but type is not a keyword. How do you, type is a keyword which is not supposed to be used as a variable. How do you know? A keyword will always turn to green. Once you type it will turn to green. If I put something like, let's just, if I type like this, you can see now this is not green because this is not a keyword. So a keyword will always turn green. Anything you are writing, once it turns green, it means that it's a keyword. So you can use it as a variable. So simple example, if equals to 5. If is a keyword, is wrong. Why? Because it is a keyword. So this is correct. H equals to 5. H is not a keyword. Keywords, what keywords do? Keywords tell Python what to do. Example, if make a decision for, repeat something, while keep doing something, true or false, tell truth or lie. We will come to all these ones when we are doing case statement. Common Python keywords. Some easy ones you should know: if, else, for. All these are keywords. While, true, false, none, and, or, not, def, return, import. So these are some common keywords that you should know. How to see? Okay, remember these keywords are reserved words. You cannot change them. You cannot use them as variable names. Python uses them to understand your code. Small practice. You say which of these is a keyword? You have name. Let me copy this to, if I put this here, you can see now which is a keyword. You can see now this one is green, the true is green, and the while is green, meaning that both of them, they are keywords. So keywords will always turn green. So that is how to know a keywords. So the last thing I will touch is functions. What is function? This is called This is called a function. A function is like a small machine. You give it something, it works, it gives you the result. Line by line, you say def sum. Def tells Python, I want to create a function. Sum, the name of the function. Think of it like this. Think of it like the Python create a machine called, the function name is sum two numbers that receive two numbers. C equals to A plus B. A first number, B second number, plus add them, C, store the answer. So Python is doing add A and B and put the result inside A. Return C, return, send the answer back, C, the answer. So this is how it works. So let's look at that one. I have it here. So this is it. You have something like this. I just say, let me take it here and I'll paste it. So now we have this. So if I do something like this, I will call the function name sum fun into bracket. Let's say I have 10 comma then 20. I'll close the bracket. If I run this, it will return 30. It's trying to tell me that I've already been able to declare my function. I've built the function. Def is the keyword for the function. Sum fun, that is a function name. A and B, C equals to A plus B, return C. So I've already declared it. So now if I want to, it's just like when we're doing store procedures, think of it that way, or inputs. So when we're doing store procedures, think of it that way. You do something similar to this, where you just declare something and just call the function, and it saves you from writing. So this is something that is happening here. So once I declare this, if I change this to, I can change this to 50. What will I get? 70. So I'll just get 70. So that is how function works. So with this, I've been able to cover everything about variables and keywords. That is our first topic. Please, if you have your question, ask now. If you have question, unmute and ask.
Sir, good
Yeah.
evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. I noticed that the functions, maybe like the print, the type, and all those stuff, are they case sensitive?
Okay, you're asking if they are case sensitive. Okay, I forgot to say that one. Variable is not case sensitive. So you should know that. Okay, to answer that your question, let me do something like this. Did it work? It run an error. So just like, I think this, we have rules like this in SQL. So all those keywords, just use your lowercase. Understand? So they are case sensitive. That was a very nice question. Is that are you okay with that? So now you can see now
Yes, sir.
it works. So they are case sensitive. Even if you change this first one to capital, it's not working. So everything should be in lower cases. So it's case keywords, they are case sensitive. Even the type, if you change this, so keywords are case sensitive. I think unlike SQL, you can use capital throughout for SQL for those keywords, they work, but Python is not like that. So any other question? The video will be available. Go through the video, practice what we've done. I'll give you a task. Of course, you know that one for sure. So it's very simple. Just take your time. I will share this PDF with you guys. This one I've been able to break something to a point that even a kid can understand. I will share this. So just use them. It's very easy to understand what are variables and keywords in Python. So any question? Once I end the video or not attend to question, it's time to ask question, because this particular video I'm recording, the next cohort will use the same video and they might have the same question you have in mind. Like what Usman just asked, another person might have that same question in mind. So the question has been answered already. So like this one now, it will still work. So variables are not case sensitive, but keywords are case sensitive. The only thing about variables, don't start with a number. It's wrong. So when you are done, you can save this particular file. Just click on file, save notebook as. You just save it. Hello, any other question? So that's all for tonight's class.